You may be asking, is this available? Well, no. Not in stores, nor sold on the internet. They can be found, though, on the porches of abandoned homes in Maine, Rhode Island, Birmingham, and Maryland. However, most have been taken up by conspiracy theorists who have given the info needed to complete this article. TSoPUA is a television set created by now-defunct company Terra Soundwaves. The initials were found sloppily engraved into the back of the set, possibly by a child from the ages of 5 through 7. The set was not entirely popular during the 2 years that it was sold, as over 2,000 refunds have been noted. All people who have refunded the television have claimed to have the same set mailed back to them, in a large, sloppily closed box. Now, Terra Soundwaves was largely uncredited for doing a large amount of work during 69 to 82, mostly on low-budget movies that are presumed lost. The most famous one, named One Night More, in 1975. Now, the films, the ones that exist now anyway, are not available on any DVD or any streaming site, as the quality somehow grows worse with age. The audio is much better than most films available in that time period, and strongly sounds like HD audio that wasn't even used until the 2000s. The television set has little to no channels, depending on location, I should say. The most channels that were available was 21, not counting the 74 blank channels. All blank channels were reported to play some sort of indistinguishable audio, which can only be described as high-pitched whispering. It is not clear where the signals are coming from, or why they played long after the television set and company were gone. But here's a list of known shows. There was Man of Fire, oddly the only show that was available on the internet during 2009 to 2013. Based on reports, the show was about some sort of superhero made of fire, and the quality suggests that it was created in the early 50s. The last episode is not available, besides one VHS that has been recorded over. Based on the contents that were left on the VHS, the episode is much more violent than the others. How to Please Your Family with Jiao Diani. As stated in the title, it's about a man teaching husbands and wives how to keep your family happy. If found, tips are not recommended to be used. The only episode is named Cheatin' Ain't a Crime, and contains Giello speaking out against husbands and wives who divorce each other over adultery. The final line of the episode is, "As long as the other doesn't know about it, I say cheatin' ain't a crime." The star of the show was arrested for a bank robbery in 1981. TSoPUA show, no subject, mainly a public access show, consisting of audio tests during the shows. One person has gone deaf due to the tests and sued the company. This may be the reason the company went bankrupt. Man Spider, unrelated to the comics, though it shares the same basic storyline, with changes to the main characters. The animation is primitive, to say the least, and some have claimed to hear pornography play in the background. Judging by the quality, the show could have been made from 1960 to 1975. Finally, the show. That's just what it's called. It was actually just discovered in 2008 during a test recording made in 1993, found in the basement of Jaith Orlando. The show is about stuffed animals who put on different shows. Clearly made entirely by a child, who is credited as retarded kid who plays with stuffed toys. This may suggest that the child had some sort of a mental problem and/or evidence that the people who ran the program clearly mistreated the child. Here are some reports from 1986 to 2003. First, there's Mike Jernai. Clearly was unhappy to be there. He claimed that during the 24 hours he was forced to watch it, he had to cover his ears every 5 hours when the loud audio show would come on. Before going back home, Mike told me that he saw a show about Spider-Man. We'll check on this. Marty Smith, teen who willingly performed the test. Final test for the day. He was more afraid than Mike. We had security cameras on him, unlike Mike. He started pretty normal, then when a yet unknown show came on, he began doubting his willingness to do this. As much as it hurt me, I didn't let him go, despite the fact that he was asking us through the walkie-talkie. He nearly lost his hearing ability due to the loud audio show. At the 12-hour mark, he started crying. At another show, we really don't know about. Finally, a show that had a soundtrack that sounded like the Spider-Man cartoon started playing, possibly the show named by Mike, and his head hurt too much to cooperate. We had to let him go at the 14-hour mark. Peter Y. We've told this person to stay off the channel with the loud audio show, now known as the TSoPUA show. We had to kidnap wasn't cooperative. Mike? Retarded kid plays with stuffed toy. He didn't much mind this one, but then he accidentally flipped to the TSoPUA show channel and showed his ears bleeding rapidly, rushed to the nearest hospital. However, we did not want the police to... We had to leave him on his mother's front porch, and we hoped that she rushed him to the hospital. Sorry, Pete. Now, these tests shown here were not ran by us. They were ran by a group of idiotic teenagers, not yet known for their identities. I guess I'll continue. Ian M. I was sold this computer by my friend Frederick that had all of these videos on it with these prehistoric shows on it. I'm willing to sell you these videos, considering you've been trying too hard to obtain that TV. I at least presume that these are where they come from. And who am I? Well, a friend. Signing off. Alright. Do not share these. Okay, www.downloadshare.com/TSoPUATV.zip. Link is now defunct. Cora Opala. What the fuck is this shit, man? Some sort of weird old TV station? People have attempted to find the TV set on the streets of the reported areas. Ian and R.A. both found the set on the porches of abandoned houses. Cora's short comment is merely a comment on the download link. Finally, Terra Soundwave's CEO's comment. Despite the fact that the CEO is dead, we found a once-lost interview from him from 1974, advertising the set in one part. One time, I just decided that making sound wasn't good enough for my company. So we've decided to go to the next step, creating a personal television set for the whole family, combined with our amazing audio system. Yes, maybe it'll be as unpopular as our movies at first, but then it might become popular with one popular person, who would tell his popular friends, then they'll pass it on to theirs. Then the whole state will know. Then the whole world will know. We've even got a few personal shows made for it. Now, we're still working out the audio issues, so there might be a channel where we test out our audio, but there will be so many channels that it'll be unfindable. So look out for my company's new television set in the summer of '75. One audio leak has been passed around the internet from Christmas of 1974, where the CEO is heard yelling and screaming at his workers. Supposedly, it was originally from a security tape, which also recorded audio. Now, I have to say that it isn't very interesting. until a gun cocking sound is heard very clearly, and gunshots and screaming is heard for 2:43 until the audio cuts out. He somehow kept this secret, if not for the fact that it leaked in 2012, a year after his death, that his arrest would have been quick. The CEO's name is still unknown, and the only thing that has been confirmed is his death date, June 3rd, 2011. He reportedly shot his son in the stomach during a period of drug use and paranoia, and had a brawl with the police. If you happen to find a set, I should give you a word of discouragement, as all remaining sets do not work. All of their signals have been cut.